Hey y'all, welcome back to Let's Yap, my semi-weekly yapping session where I just kind of talk about whatever it is I'm feeling like talking about that week. This week, wanted to talk about finals week. God, I hate finals week with a burning passion. I don't know how many of you watching are college students, but I'm currently a senior level college student. It's a little confusing with the different credits and all that, but I think senior level college student in a business administration major, so nothing like horribly crazy. But at the same time, every finals week is just the absolute worst experience. I don't know what it is, but it's like I cannot commit each year and forget to study until it's the last week, and suddenly I'm teaching myself how to do an entire semester's worth of information in a single day. I don't know if it's because in general business degrees aren't all that difficult, but so like you kind of forget that you need to really put some effort in until the end when it's like, oh shoot, I have a proctored exam, and suddenly I can't just look in a textbook or, Google any of the answers, which most of the professors let you do for all the assignments, just not the exams. So that's slightly, oh, it's so stressful. I wanted to talk and kind of yap about some of my horror stories of finals week and just give a overview of why it sucks so badly. So if you're new here, thanks for watching. I'm gonna ask to like and subscribe, but do whatever you want. I'm just having a good time with this. So starting out, I want to do my most recent finals week right before this one. This was in December of last year. And for those of you who don't know, I was getting married in December of last year. So, super exciting time. We're getting married 2 days before Christmas, so December 23rd, which happened to be our kind of anniversary. And, really exciting time. Finals week's coming up, and I'm working as many shifts as possible at work so that I can, afford to pay for a wedding and a honeymoon. And we come up in the semester, and when you get to like the end of college and the classes get a lot harder, I feel like the professors, because they're usually tenure track, kind of stop trying on the administrative work as much. And so, it's the end of the semester. I literally have no idea what my grade is, because they don't actually post what your grade is. They just post how you're doing on each of the assignments. And if you want to know what your grade is, you just have to sit down and do the math. So I had assumed I was sitting at, 70s, 80s, somewhere in there. I go through, add up all my points, realize, shoot, I missed like 2 quizzes halfway through the semester. And so adding those in, I realize I have a 66 in this class, which isn't technically failing. I mean, you get the credits as long as you have a D or above, but for, having a little bit of pride with myself and also wanting to have at least a C in this class, like really stressing about having at least a C in this class, a D just wasn't gonna cut it. And there was also some like financial aid requirements where I really needed to make sure I had at least a C. So here I am, 68 in the class. I have like a week to go, and all that's left is the final. So I am stressing. Luckily, this professor is willing to drop your worst final. Well, that's great, right? Except my worst final was like a 60. And so I needed to do bad. I needed to basically get a 70 on this last exam if I wanted to, pass the class in the way I wanted to. And so I spend the entire week studying, writing down like little information sheets, trying my very best to get as much as I can. And luckily, I love professors who do this, where you can write down all the equations, basically anything that you can fit on one sheet of paper. And so I spent an entire week writing down because I won't lie, I didn't do anything for the semester. I legitimately just had no idea what the class was even about at this point. I was so far behind. And so I sit there, and for a week, I was spending 8 hours a day teaching myself everything that we had gone over the entire class period, because it's a fully online class. It's really hard to get that information in your head. And so I teach myself an entire semester's worth of stuff. And don't do this. This is not what you should be doing. I go in to take the exam and I get a 72. Just barely enough to get the grade I wanted in this class. And I am beyond relieved, like just almost crying. That same semester, I had another class where the professor was grading extremely harshly. And so exams were worth like 60% of your overall grade. And so I'm sitting there trying my hardest to get like a decent grade on these exams, and I just can't. It comes down to the last exam. If I want to pass the class, I have to get at a minimum a 72 on the exam. Now, the exam, the way it worked, each question was worth 4 points. And so you couldn't actually get a 72. You could either get a 70 or wait, so yeah, I need a 72 to pass the exam. You could get, hold up, I did my math wrong. I needed a 70 to pass the exam. But the way the exams work, you couldn't actually get a 70. You either got a 68 or a 72. And if I got a 68, I was going to fail the class. If I got a 72, I was going to pass the class. I happened to get off work early the day of the exam, and at my college, you can take exams as late as you want to if it's an online course. And so I had scheduled to take my exam at 11:30 p.m. I drive to my college, and I'm sitting in the business center from 4 p.m. to 11:30, creating flashcards, studying, going through essentially, again, a semester's worth of stuff for this comprehensive final, just trying to get any bit of information I can on how I'm going to pass this class. I go in to take this exam, and there's a question that I just don't know. And it's a multiple choice, and I'm sitting there. True or false? I click false, submit the exam. I was just completely guessing. Comes back, I got a 72 on that exam. Literally as close as it can be. So I go to that question. I got that question right. It was pure luck. If I had gotten that question wrong, I would have had to retake that class. But because Lady Luck or God or whatever shined down on me in that moment, I didn't have to retake that class, and my dad didn't kill me. Finals week is rough. And they try and make it better at colleges by like, oh, free Chick-fil-A during finals week. Or, you know, competitive. We literally will have the therapy dogs sitting around my college where you can go and pet them during finals week. And you gotta wonder, if you're needing animals trained specifically for therapy so that students can get through their finals, maybe the system's messed up a little bit, because I don't think we should need therapy dogs to get through all this. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. I know finals is always not fun. So my career path, I want to end up being a meteorologist. The business degree is just so I can get a job to pay for meteorology school. I also didn't really know if this is what I wanted to do until I basically was done with my degree. So now that I'm here at the end of it and decided, no, I want to do meteorology, my plan is finish my business degree, go back to get a meteorology degree, to which God sucks right now since none of those jobs are available. But besides the point, I can't wait for those finals, because I'll actually be sitting with people who genuinely care about the degree. Business students, I'm sorry, we suck. Like, I have not found anybody who legitimately cares about this degree. The few people who seem to show, like, going over the different types, because I think that's unfair. The different types of business degrees, though, are fascinating to observe. I'll go with people like me who didn't really know what they wanted to do. And so they just picked a business degree because that's the smart thing people told them to do. And it is a smart thing that can get you most jobs. And these are people who, you know, take life seriously and actually want to do something with it and make a good amount of money. I have zero problems with them. I have friends who are like that who just kind of figured it out along the way and are doing good because of it. So no issues with that. Then you have the finance bros. I know a few of these. These are people who think getting a business degree means suddenly they're going to be rich and that their opinions have a ton of merit and they wave it around as a, hey, look at me, I'm smarter than all of you type thing. These people are idiots and the most annoying example of a business student. And God, they give the rest of us a bad name. I cannot stand business, like the whole stereotype. God, it pisses me off. Or at least those types of people do, because they're so annoying and so entitled. Then you have my type of business degree where person gets most of the way through it, decides they hate it, try and find something else, and then are too far in to actually quit. We are not good examples of good students. And yeah, no, this is not what you should be doing. And then the last type are the ones who actually like lap this stuff up, who think that, you know, who speak about everything in consumerist manners and this is how we can get the sheeple to buy more products, that sort of stuff. They are also unequivocally the worst. I wanted to highlight these different types of business students to showcase that I do not represent a good group, but I do understand that most business students are, in one word, insufferable, and another word, and boring. So I completely get that. And anyway, going back to finals week, I wanted to touch on it because it's really all I can think about. I have 3 finals due this next week, and I'm not excited about any of them. But then it's over. Then it's over for the summer. I only have, like, I think 6 more classes to take before I graduate, so that's exciting. And then I'll get to restart the whole process over again, except I'll be going for a doctorate, so that'll be at least another 6 years of school. So, wish me luck. Anyway, thanks for watching the video, if you made it this far. I do genuinely appreciate the support. Last video didn't do too well, but I think it was because I put way too much effort and overthought it and all that. YouTube's a fickle game, but it's one that I'm enjoying and I want to keep doing for a while. If anybody has made it to this late in the video and genuinely does care, what do you think about me making more than one of these a week? I was considering going to closer to 2 uploads a week, see if that works. But I want to see if, I don't know if anyone's actually gonna make it to this part of the video, but if anyone does, let me know. Thanks. Good luck, y'all.